It's the 12th of July and the White Poplar little clump group, more of a group than a clump, has been growing quite well. Some of them have grown exceptionally well. This one is still quite weak and feeble, so all I'm going to do to this at the moment is bring it back into check some of these more vigorous ones, and I'm actually going to prune that down to, I'm going to prune it down to there. This one has put out a vigorous side shoot but not grown as tall, so I'm just going to prune the top back a little. Similarly, this one is now getting away quite nicely, but still is not the strongest. That was this one, so I'm going to prune this one back to about there. This one I'm not going to touch. This trunk is, it needs to build some girth and some strength and backbone to it. This one again has grown very strongly, so I'm going to cut that back to there. And in fact, now I may look at a more definitive structural prune later. I'm in two minds as to, I don't like that abrupt change in angle, but that seems a little too straight. Could I wire it? I probably could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take off this piece that's going back into the clump. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it because as they're taking off, they're growing and swelling quite quickly, and I'm worried about the wire growing in. But for example, I think I would like that one to come across at this angle, so I'm going to look to wiring them over the winter. Let's have a look at the single one. And well, the single one has become more of a double one, in fact a triple one. So we now have 1, 2, 3 shoots growing. It's still not rooted itself entirely firmly into this pot, so I'm going to do nothing to it aside from shortening that side branch that's making that a bit top heavy and wobbly. Oh, here we are with the white poplar trees that I dug out of the ground along the canal a couple of seasons ago. There is a playlist, I'm sure I probably mentioned this, but there is a playlist for most trees that I do multiple videos on, so that you can see their progression over the years if you fancy it, and the link will be in the end screen and in the description as usual. But yeah, I've not really done much with these trees at all. They've just allowed them to grow, and they've grown well, and they're looking very healthy, beginning to show some autumn colour, but not overly. This tree is still very spindly. The wire is still there holding it in a semi-upright to form this clump, and hopefully it will eventually be able to stand up on its own. We shall see. A lot of these branches will need trimming back over winter to allow the some more ramification, and I will probably shorten the clump as well, but that's for the future. As for this little group, or little twin trunk as it's become, the third trunk has withered and died over the summer, but you can tell that the clump itself has rooted into the pot because it's now nice and solid. The two remaining trunks are very healthy. Awkwardly, it's one branch that this secondary trunk has put out is directly behind and across the other trunk, right where you wouldn't want it, so that'll have to come off as well. But yeah, For free material, I'm quite pleased. All it took was that little bit of effort to cut them out of the ground with my penknife. In case I didn't say it, it's the 15th of October. It's the 16th of November today, and these trees haven't really gone graceful into fall, autumn. A lot of the leaves just turned black, which is a bit odd. I'm hoping that that's not a bad sign and that they're going to make it through the winter. As you can see, the leaves are holding on to have the white underside. And many of them have been this glorious orange, and in fact a couple of the trees haven't lost all of their leaves yet, and they haven't even turned yet, so that's always going to make this group look a little odd, I think, because it's 5 separate trees with 5 separate genetic makeups, I guess. I probably mentioned this earlier in the video, I don't know, but these were actually carved out of the ground as suckers along the canal, and I just hoiked them out with my penknife just minutes before the guys were coming along with a big ride-on mowers, trashing everything in sight, or keeping it neat and tidy, whichever way you want to look at it. Anyway, popped in a red tag because these are going to get root pruned and repotted in the spring, possibly into a larger pot, and I do want to have a look at what's going on under here. And let's have a quick look at the secondly little pot. This little pot of trees is just 2 trees with a big old chunk of wood at the base, which I think could be interesting. May need some carving, but we'll see what the root base on that looks like as well. So I'm gonna pop me in a little red label to remind me for that. Also, it's going to be a nice busy spring, but lots of fun for me. Lots of videos for you guys. So thank you very much for watching. It is truly appreciated. Please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe, everybody.